And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you. And sorry for all the confusion. I put out that I will be on at 11:15 today. However, my meeting that I was supposed to go to was canceled. So here I am. I saw you guys in the room. I said, you know what? Let me pop in. Let me get back to my regular hour. So I am glad to see you all here. It's so good to see you on this wonderful, wonderful TrendWatch Thursday, where we talk politics, photography, and all the good stuff. So I'm so glad you are all here. And I know on Instagram, I put my little spill out there on Instagram, but they are going to have a rude awakening. I am on as planned, regular time. Regular time. So, guys, thank you so much for showing up. You guys show up no matter what. That's why I love this community. You are all here. And but yes, so I was supposed to have a meeting, business meeting this morning with our organization, but the head of the organization, because there was so many cancellations, so the head of the organization said, okay, we're just going to cancel the forum. So here I am as scheduled. So thank you guys for joining in. Let's say hello to some folks this morning. Let me get my banner. Let me get myself straight here, because I was like, what am I doing today? Okay, it is Trend Watch Thursday. And wow. Okay, let me just say hello. Let me say hello. Good morning to the gold goes to Rashawn. Rashawn says, good morning and happy Thankful Thursday, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Right today, you know what? Maybe today should just be a thing. We're going to have a Trend Watch Thursday, but it's going to be combined with thankfulness, because I'm feeling really thankful. I'm feeling really thankful. Thank you, Rashawn, for reminding us. Aya is in the building. Grand Rising, Ron and Rashawn and everyone. And third, but not least, in the building, as in the bronze, goes to Jazzy. Good morning, beautiful people. Go press the thumbs up button. Yes, right. If you are in this community and you are gathered with us, always remember, when you come in, click on the thumbs up. Click on the thumbs up. Yes, I need to be more like everybody else. Talk about all these things that help the algorithms go so that we can grow our audience. Okay. And hopefully get some sponsors at that. Who knows? Anything could happen, right? Once we grow our audience. Okay, so there we go. She says, with that, yes, right. Put those thumbs up. Press that thumbs up. Like it. Like it. And speaking of that, let me make sure my banner is scrolling. Yeah, we're waking up. I feel so good this morning. I really do feel awake. I feel good. I feel like it's a new day. New things are about to happen in spite of what's going on around us. But we're going to talk about some politics today, because I said now we can just go back to our Thursdays and talk about politics. Even though we'll talk about politics, yeah, I mean, you can't help but politics is part of our lives. As most people say, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like politics. But they do. They just don't realize it, because politics is a part of our daily lives, whether you like it or not. But yeah, we are political creatures. And Derek is in the building, Mr. DT Tuggle. Yes, he is in the building. And let's see here. I need to also get my QR code set up, so I'll get that done at some point. And Chrissy's Corner, there she is. Chrissy Corner is in the building. And thank you. And who else is in here? Hey, Bryson's in the building. Okay, do I need a sip? For Bryson? I don't think so. I can do this. I'm all wired and ready to go. What's up, Ron? What's up, RLP family? What's up, CQ family? Happy Law and Order Thursday. Good news. I'll deactivate X, aka Twitter. I will no longer be on X anymore. Bryson leads me right into where I'm going. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go there. Here we go. As a family, as a community, I'm going to share with you what I've been up to. and I'm feeling good about it. And I'm joining the rest of the political folks out there and photographers for this wonderful platform. If you will no longer see me on Twitter, I am deleting my account today. I was working on setting up my new account on Bluesky. So you will find a lot of us have moved over. Anyone that's into politics, a lot of people that are into photography, like you see all these great photographers that are here. You see a lot of political correspondents are here. Brian Taylor Cohen is here. Don Lemon's here. I think Joy Reid just made her decision. She announced hers last night. The political arenas are going here. The Guardian is here. Washington Post is here. Politico is here. And we have all made the decision, everyone, to leave Twitter alone. Let it go for the crazies and the Trumpsters and the maggot people. I'm no longer calling them MAGA. They are the maggots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like name calling, but this is one I'm just going to have to go with, the maggots. So the maggots are going to be over in Twitter, and all of us normal folks, are going to be in Bluesky. So if you have not seen Bluesky, it's the same exact format. I really believe, I don't know, it looks like the people that used to work at Twitter have moved and created their own situation. And it looks exactly like Twitter. It moves just like Twitter. It functions like Twitter. However, it is managed for us to communicate in a clean environment without all the bigotry, without all the noise. And so Twitter is out. Twitter is out. Can I say it again? You talking about the trend watch? This is the biggest trend that's happening this week. Twitter is out for all of us normal folks. For the normal folks, for the people that want to just go to a platform and follow photography. Like I put in here, like if you go to my searches, I have on here, let me just go to my profile so you can see. Let me just go to my homepage. Can I go to my homepage? Okay, and let me go to my setup. Okay, so I went in and set up my page. So it's under Ron Foster. So it's not under Ron Lewis Photos any longer. I mean, it's just me now, my general. So if you want to find me, this is where you'll find me, is right here on Bluesky. And it says Ron Foster. I was so happy I was able to get my name, because I mean, people are moving in fast. So I want to be able to get my name in, and I wanted to be able to set it up the way I wanted to set it up. I have my intro like I did on Black Threads. I set it up. I say, hi, Bluesky. How's everyone doing? I'm a professional photographer based in New York City. I've been published in the New York, blah, 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 blah. And here's my photos. And then I'm getting back to posting every day and sharing on Bluesky different photos. I would consider some of the best photos I have in my repertoire and portfolio. And I've been communicating with other photographers. I really have 5 followers right now, but that's okay. I only have 5 followers, but that's okay. If you are watching this and you are overseas, you are in the United States, you are in wherever you are, you can click on to Bluesky, and that's where you'll find all of us that want a place. Well, you can pick what you want, as in your feed. So you know me, mine is politics and photography. So if you go through my page, you'll see, I mean, obviously I'm communicating with people. And when in my feeds, I can just show you my feeds, or I should say my searches. I've been doing a lot of searches. I've been looking at and see who's on here, who's been entering in, the people that I follow on Twitter and people that I followed on TikTok and Instagram. Who is here? A lot of people are making the move. And I am so happy that we have another place to go that is similar to Twitter, but is not Twitter. So, and there's some all the little bells and whistles there as well that are better than Twitter. They've added some extra little things there, so I get to know the platform. But I do love it. Here's my notifications. These are all the people that are responding to me. I've been talking to them. I just did this yesterday. So I've been really connecting people. I've been connecting with other photographers because you can go into your field, like I said, and you can pick what you want. You can say your interests are movies. Your interests are like Bryson would definitely click on movies and entertainment. But I put in politics. I put in documentaries, and I put in photography. That's where I live, and that's what kind of information I want. But you can tailor it to yourself. Go to Bluesky. Do you prefer Bluesky to Threads? I like both of them. I like both. This is a good question. Chrissy says, let me just get that on the screen. She says, do you prefer blue skies, supposed to be blue sky, blue skies to Threads? I like both. I am getting, well, first of all, I like Threads because it's already established. It became Twitter's counterpart. I mean, I should say diversion. However, and what I do love about Threads is I love the new black threads. I like black threads, and I like all the stuff that I also do on Threads. Like I like going through, again, like the same thing, politics and everything. So I like Threads as well, but I'm just getting to know Bluesky. So far, so good. I'm getting more interaction that I had than Twitter. I'm enjoying it because everybody's rushing there, going there. It's new. And I know people don't want to go to the next shiny object, but I really do believe a lot of folks are getting on board. What's his name? Matt Cuban is on here. A lot of people. I went through. If you can see all the people I'm following, let me see. Let me just see. You can see my followers. Let me see. Let me go to my page, and I'm following. I just gave you what I am into. These are all political people in politics, and some photographers. So NPR is on here, CNN is on here, Political Europe is on here. Those is what I'm following. A couple of editors for The Guardian, The Atlantic, and Anne Applebaum, who talks about fascism in the world, her great books and stuff. I follow her. Adam Kinzinger is on here. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, I follow her on here. ACYN is a gentleman that does digital editor for Media Touch. So Media Touch is here. I have Jonathan Capehart from MSNBC. I have the Huffington Post here. I have Michael Cohen, Joyce Vance, who's an amazing lawyer, political lawyer, has her own podcast. I have Bill Clinton. I have Robert Rett. Phil Penman is an amazing photographer. He's here as well. I follow a lot of his work, and it goes on and on. And so a lot of again, the Washington Post, Mark Elias is on here, he's the top lawyer for democracy and fighting all the craziness. Like I said, Don Lemon's here, Brian Tyler Cohen is here, and More Perfect Union. These are all the places that I get my news to come in on and celebrate with you guys. This is how I stay informed. This is how I am. You would say, you probably come on. You say, Ron knows. Ron is always he talks about so many different different areas, and that's because I look at a lot of correspondence and I read through their essays. Like what's her name? Did a good one this morning. Applebaum. She talked about Israel. Let me just go here. Let me just pop on here. I was like, this is trending. This is definitely part of Trend Thursday. So I went to her page, and she did a great story on dictators who want to run the world. But this was a good story right here. I read this. She just released this a couple of minutes ago. But this one I read this morning. Putin isn't fighting for land in Ukraine. She talks, and so anyway, this is where if you want to be smart and know what's going on in the world, what's going on in the globe, Twitter is not that place any longer. So thank you, Bryson, for mentioning it. I love that you brought it up, and so we could share it with the community. I am no longer on Twitter. I should say, as of today. I just set this all up yesterday, and I'm going to get used to. I'm going to connect again. If you want to follow me on here, you can follow me. Here's my profile, Ron Foster. Just simple as that, Ron Foster. And you'll see me under Ron Foster, BSKY social. Okay, so if you need that, as a matter of fact, I can copy that, I do believe. Copy, and I'm going to put that in on the screen so you'll have that. And there we go. Hold on. Here we go. I'm going to create the banner so you'll have that. So you can, if you need to follow, if you want to follow me, I'm going to make it easy. Here we go. And voila, there it is. That is where I live now. No more Twitter. It felt so good to set this up yesterday. Leave the maggots where they deserve to be, on Twitter. Let the maggots stay there. And we who are for democracy, we who want a better America, we are on Bluesky. Okay, so there you go. That is my first TrendWatch subject for today. It is again called Bluesky. Let me just put that in there so you'll have that as well. Well, you see it right here, but it is called. Let me just put it here. Let me get my little caps on here. Bluesky. And but it's all together. Okay, here it is, Bluesky. And so Bluesky is what it's called. The app, I set mine all up on my computer first, and then I went to the app and uploaded the app, and then I did all the tweaks and everything I needed to do on my app. So I have that on my phone as well. Okay, how do you feel about that? Did anyone other of you guys hear about Bluesky? And thank you again, Bryson, for bringing that up. Anthony says maggots work for them. They're feculent minded, so they are naturally attracted to each other. Yes. You gotta deactivate yours today. Yes, we are deactivating our Twitter accounts. Let them stay where they are. Good morning, all. David Mascaro is in the building. Can I roll my R? Mascaro. I do that all the time. I know, David. I put you on the spot. I just love your name. I think your name is fabulous. You got the fabulous last name. Okay, good morning, he says to all. Okay, so we talked about Bluesky. We talked about Bluesky this morning. What's up, Chrissy? I see you in there. Warren's in the building. What's up, Warren? How you doing? Good morning, fam. And I see Dr. Tachi is in the building. Dr. Tachi, if you want to come on and talk about this, I mean, you're more than welcome to. Let me just also set up my my link tree so that way you guys can scan if you guys want to come on and talk. Let me just copy that. Copied, and let me go to my link tree real quick. So bear with me as I get all this stuff set up again. Okay. Oh, let me just put it in here. Let me go back to, there we go. I need to go here. I need to go in there. There we go. Okay, let me set this up. Yada, yada, yada. Should be music playing, right? Da, 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 da. Okay. Make that commercial now going on. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, is it going to pop up on the screen, or is it going to give me a problem today? Because that's the way. You're not, nothing can ruin my day today. Nothing. I will use another window to make this happen. Okay, let me put that over there. Okay. For some reason. Oh, you are giving me this is giving me a fight today. Okay. Okay. It's not there. Okay. I can't seem to get my link tree to work. Maybe it's something with the actual website. Maybe reload. Okay. While that's going on, yeah, there's something wrong with that window. Okay, we're just going to cancel that window out and put a new one in. Oh, golly. Okay, let's try it again. They got some kind of advertisement that keeps popping up. No, we don't want this. One link share. No, we don't want this. Subscribe to... What is this talking about here? Okay. Don't know what's going on with it. Okay, we can't do it today. Okay, I thought I was going to be able to have... I'll have to send personally. I have to send out invitations personally if you guys want to come on. Okay, so Jazzy says, I like the look of Bluesky. It's what I'm used to. I'm not on Bluesky, but it looks nice. I see here. Right one and seeing Wicked. Okay, got that. Okay, Chrissy, you ready to work? See it. Oh, how many of you guys are going to see Gladiator? I want to see that. I want to see Gladiator with Denzel Washington. How many of you guys are going to see that? Is that coming out? That's coming out for Thanksgiving, isn't it? Or is it coming? Is it coming out this week? You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Bryson. Oh God! Buy Twitch, buy Witch, buy Twitter, buy X, whatever you want to call it. It's over. Jazzy, you're going to have to download Bluesky. Yes, it is so good. Yeah, I mean, and again, you can just go straight. Just go to Google, put in Bluesky. It will come up. You can, I mean, it's not like Instagram where you can't set everything up online. You can set it on your desktop, on your laptop, your tablet. You have freedom to do that. Yes, Christy says, I love the way people are taking steps to embrace something new. Indeed. Hey, Dr. Tachi, you on Bluesky? Oh, I couldn't find you. Ooh, wait, let me see if I can find you. Why couldn't I find you? I was looking for you yesterday when I was signing up. You know you were the first person I was looking for. Let me see it there. Are you under Dr. Tachi? Hold on. Yo, you're not coming up under Dr. Tachi. How are you coming up? Tell me, how are you? What is your handle? What is your handle, Dr. Tachi? Chris, I'm deactivating Twitter today. Good morning, David Mascaro. I will give me a minute. Okay, I'm gonna send you a direct invite. I'm going to send Dr. Tachi a direct invite. Here we go, Tachi, Miss Tachi, the Tachi. Because I mean, I would love to have her on here. Let me see if Eliza. I know Eliza may be busy, but I'm gonna put her in. I'm gonna send this on the screen. I might as well send her. Oh, here we go. I might as well send her. Also, we are okay. There we go. Elise. Yes. Here we go. I know Gwendolyn is on the road, so she is not going to be here today, or she might pop in. Who knows? But at least they all have their links. Okay, there you go. You all have your links. Okay, and there we go. We're all set up. What else are you guys saying? Chris said, I already learned something new today with Bluesky. There you go. Bryson says the original Twitter CEO is owned by Jack Dorsey. Oh, yes. Jack Dorsey is no longer with Twitter. That's why we got all this mess, even though sometimes he was a little crazy too. Anthony Rose says, Ron, you need some bossa nova hold music. I do, Anthony. What I need is one day I'm going to have a producer. One day I'm going to have a producer that is doing all the technical things behind the scenes, and they don't have to be in the same space. A producer could be anywhere. All I have to do is give them access to this account, and then they can become the producer of, do all the producing stuff around in the background. So I am looking for a producer. Okay, there you have it. Putting it out into the universe. Warren says, thank you. I was done with X. This is right on time. There you go, Warren. There you go. And I see here, back at you, Chrissy, says David. Good morning. Lisa's in the building. Good morning, she says. And also next Friday is Wicked. Okay, Bryson gave us next weekend. Next Friday is Wicked and Gladiator. 2 big blockbusters are coming out on the same day. Wow. I'm going to see Gladiator. I'm just telling you, I'm going to see Gladiator. And I want to see Wicked too, because it has, what's her name? The young black actress. I forgot her name. She's playing the Green Witch. I forgot the Green Witch name, but I would love to see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see both. I'm gonna have to see Wicked and Gladiator too. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you for reminding. You are our entertainment guru. Next week. Okay, got it. Gotcha. And oh yes, the piano lessons on Netflix. That's supposed to be good too. And Lisa says, I'm late. What did I discuss? These whack cabinet nominations. We haven't got there yet. We're going to do some we're going to talk about that too, but we haven't got there. We've been talking about Bluesky. We've left. I've been putting out everyone. I am no longer on Twitter. If you've been following me on Twitter, I am on Bluesky. Twitter account is now, it will be deleted today. I set up my Bluesky account yesterday. So all those of you just coming in, we were just talking about Bluesky, the new Bluesky app. I mean, it's been around a bit. It's just that a lot of people have made the decision to now migrate to it. So, and you see, and then you just, if you want to catch the replay. Cynthia Urivo is at, yes, there it is. Thank you. She's playing the witch from Elphaba? Is that her? Is that the witch's name? Elphaba? Yes. Okay. I see also in the building our wonderful girls club. Good morning, everyone. She says, good morning, everyone. Okay. So I got some clips and I got to bring them up. This was so funny to me. This was so funny. I got to go to my saves. Okay. There's my saves. And I saved for this show. And let's see which one I'm going to do before. Okay, let me get my saves up here. And okay, perfect. This is going to be really funny. For all those, this is the other thing that's been trending this week and really since the election last week. FAFO. Do you guys know what FAFO stands for? Do you guys know what FAFO stands for? I want to see, has anybody been in the news this week? FAFO. Does anybody know it? Oh, Bryson gave us a number here. Oh, Bryson says 700,000 people removed X, aka Twitter. Don Lemon leaving on the 15th. Jamie Lee Curtis leaving. Joy Reid leaving yesterday. Yep, people are leaving and they're taking their audiences. I love it. Okay, back to where we were. Does anybody know what FAFO means? There you go. Chrissy gets it. Chrissy got it. It is the FUCK around and find out. Now, I don't curse, but at least I try not to. Once in a while, you might catch me in a what we call it, a colorful metaphor or two. However, it's not part of my vernacular. Vernacular. Chris says F around and find out. Yes, baby. F around and find out. Huh. Oh, D. Saba says, oh, yes, I do. Oh my goodness. I don't think that person's a Trump supporter. I think that came from some black women. I do believe black women something tells me black women came up with FAFO. I tell you, because it trends a lot with the black women community, especially in black threads. Yeah, I've been amused by it for it has given me another ray of sunshine. And here is why. I want you to see a couple of clips, and you're going to see why this makes me happy. I know I shouldn't be excited about other people's demise, but I have to. I just had to. This is the not so cool. Well, I can't say that. I am a cool dude. I got some negative energy here once in a while. But here we go. Here we go. Let me put the sound on. There we go.
Promised to kill Obamacare, but says he hopes Trump keeps his hands off the Affordable Care Act, which he relies upon. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. Here's what this guy wrote online. He wrote the following quote: I just voted for him because he's going to kill Obamacare. I am unemployed and Obamacare effing sucks. I'd rather just have the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, by itself instead of this communism shit. And then someone responded to him by saying, Obamacare is the ACA. It is literally keeping you alive.
Tashi, I sent
you voted to take away your health care.
Gmail.
And then the original poster wrote back, quote, why the F do people have two different names for it? Obama equals bad and affordable equals good. I effing hate Democrats. Well, if you remember, it was the Republicans who branded it as Obamacare originally to try to scare people like you. Yeah, maybe your hate should be directed at those trying to take away your health care and not the people who are trying to actually save your life. How about that? Here's another story similar to that one. This person writes, quote, woman in my mom's group approved of abortion ban, grew a human with her POS husband. Husband now left. She voted for Trump because she is trad. It means like a traditional housewife. She is now complaining that Trump might take her Social Security because she did not think it applied to her. Only immigrants. I want off this planet. Sometimes, me too. Quote, so we had a meeting at work with possible tariffs on vehicle parts. We are cutting holiday bonus because we have to stock up on parts. And my fellow coworkers who voted for this to happen had surprise Pikachu face, dumb Fs. One of you shared with us, I personally own a small business in the field of construction, and I could testify that my business has already started preparations for the tariffs. Prior to the election, I had conversations with suppliers and vendors about tariffs. Businesses are preparing. Americans can pretend that the tariffs aren't real, but I promise you that the rising prices and potential layoffs will be very, very real. Thank you. Quote, a quote, family friend that voted for Trump found out that he is losing his job because the company is hunkering down for oncoming tariffs. I laughed in his face and said, I told you so. You could see his heart break. It was glorious. Here's another story. This person wrote, quote, one of my general contractors I partner with is a Trump guy. We want a new job that will start next year. I just told him I will not honor today's materials pricing past January. He asked why. I said tariffs could cause a 100% increase in the cost of goods sold or more, that I would send new pricing in the spring. He said, but I have to sign the fixed price contract with them tomorrow. And there you have it. One lesson learned, 2 days too late. Too bad. So sad for Trump are now furious at potential price hikes to their gaming consoles, responding to a story that console prices could skyrocket by 40% due to Trump's victory, and tariffs could make a PlayStation 5 Pro cost up to $1,000. A Trump supporter wrote the following: this shit better be fake news. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but none of this is fake news. An unemployed Trump voter who said they voted for Trump because he promised to kill Obamacare, but says he hopes Trump keeps his hands off the Affordable Care Act, which he relies upon.
Just close this off. Okay, there you have it. Oh, man. I said this is absolutely crazy. Hey, Dr. Tachi. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
And
I just had to take a sip of I don't give a damn. Excuse me. How are you?
I am fine. I said this is and this is what happens when you have a ignorant, uneducated, not interested in knowing electorate.
And populous.
Yes.
And populous.
It is absolutely insane because this country is about to get a awakening. You remember the word woke is going to take on a whole new expression in these Trump communities.
Listen, for this to affect me, I would have to give a damn first, which I don't. My job now is to sit with a bowl of jollof rice and eat. That's all. That's my only job. And perhaps some plantain, but that's it. I really don't care. I stopped caring the umpteenth time that they continued to oppress. What I'm not going to do is continue to be a party to my own oppression. So I don't care. I don't care. This tea is mighty good. How's your day?
Oh, I am good. It's so the thing is that I ran out of popcorn because I stopped eating popcorn.
Oh.
However, I am going out to get a big. I used to get these big bags of popcorn, like huge bags. The Amish. No longer will I get the Amish popcorn either because the Amish were for Trump. So no longer will I get Amish popcorn. But when I get my new bag of popcorns, I am going to get a big bag of popcorn. And every time I get news reports and I'm going through all this craziness of the FOFOs, I'm just going to eat my popcorn.
Listen.
And have a glass of wine and enjoy the moment.
And as you're getting your popcorn and wine, may I suggest that you patronize establishments that were on the side of right to get that popcorn and wine, because it doesn't do any good for us to be indignant and just run into the hands of another oppressor. What we need to do is make sure that there are many lists that are going around in terms of the people that were on the side of right and how to patronize them. Black, of course, but then there are also other people who were dedicated to the cause as well. So if we're going to do this, we can't just, because we forget really quickly.
That's right.
We forget so quickly and we run to the arms of another oppressor. Stop doing that and start making lists of individuals. There, what is it? Black Girl Wineries?
Black Girl Winery. We got a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them.
Let me tell you, I already started. I did. You know how I always got, if I see a good story or a good TikTok, I will promote it and share it on my stories. And there are lists going around of all of the companies that supported Trump and this whole crazy MAGA movement.
Yes.
They won't get a dime. They will not get a dime from me. And I am making it an effort to make sure at some point when I get the total list of what's going on, we'll get that list, put it into the community, and you can have it and be able to look and say, you know what? I'm not supporting this business any longer. Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, Walmart, out. All of these. And I am not shopping nowhere near these places. You get no pennies, no dimes, no dollars,
no soup for you. No soup for you.
No soup for you.
Exactly. I mean, but some of these places are places that we had already known were, as the kids like to say, sus. They were already suspect. They were already suspicious, and we already knew. But I think that, again, we were like, okay, well, and we just pressed on, and we would still go to places like Home Depot. You know how folks love Chick-fil-A. They will still
Yes.
do that. But here's my thing: where there is one ism, there are other isms. So in
Yes,
the
right.
case of Chick-fil-A, they were actively supporting anti-gay groups. And so people still go there. I'm saying, you think you're not going to be next? I'm not going there, because if it's gay people today, tomorrow will be us. And sure enough,
That's right.
sure
That's
enough.
why I
So
don't. That's why. Yep, I'm the same way. I do not support Chick-fil-A. They opening up a new one right here in Clinton Hill, and they won't see me. And
they're going to have a
I
problem.
hope people in this neighborhood, since most of the people in this neighborhood were Kamala supporters, all bound together and say, no, we are not supporting
Exactly.
you. Goodbye.
Because the only language that many of these people understand
Dollars.
is green. That's all
That's
they
right.
care about. And all of this also, all of this is really, if you think about the core of it, is because of green. If it was really, it's definitely about misogyny, it's definitely about color, but it's how it affects their green
That's
and
right.
their perceived access to green. This is what it all boils down to. And with us in the way, that lessens their access to green and capital in their stupid minds, in their lizard-like minds. And so that's what this is all about. So I really urge everybody that, yeah, be serious about this. This is and then, so have you checked out, so Bluesky is there, and we know that Bluesky is the former owner and CEO Jack Dorsey.
See, I knew you would know.
Yeah.
I knew you would know this information. This is. I said, if there's anybody that knows this information, it's my Dr. Tachi. I said, that's why I said, Dr. Tachi, if you want to come on, I knew you would know.
Yes, absolutely. So Jack Dorsey is the I don't know if his title was founder and CEO, but I know he was the CEO, one of the people instrumental in founding of Twitter. He, after he left, is instrumental in Bluesky. So that's one place to go, definitely. But there is a Black-owned one called Spill that you should check out as well. Now, I have not yet, because the bandwidth to keep up with on all of these platforms is too much. So I said, too much. Yeah. When it comes time, I'll check out Spill. Well, now may be that time to check them out. So Spill is one. Also, fan base, again, I think somebody mentioned that again in the chat. Fan base is something else. One thing that we have to think about, though, also, is what we don't want this to be is, I'm doing this because they're Black. Okay, that's fine. But we also cannot take advantage and not provide what needs to be there and the quality that needs to be there simply because this is happening. People are not just going to take any rubbish. In fact, not only are we fed up, we also expect quality because we're fed up. And so one thing with me, and this is, no disrespect, and I think I've said this before, for me, I invested in fan base. I'm an investor in fan base, and I believe in fan base, but my audience is not there. It doesn't mean they will never be there, but what I'm not going to do, Black woman, is sit there and cultivate, because it's always expected that we're going to get over there and do. I am not. If you don't have it for me already, I am not doing it. I will support you and I will do it. And so right now, it's a little interesting. They are not my folks that are over there. They don't talk about the types of things I want to talk about.
Correct.
And in my opinion, I think there needs to be more to draw the type of people that will, because right now it's the assumption that Black people are monolithic. We are not. I'm not like the many of the individuals that are over there, in that I don't value the conversations they value. So if you want me to be there and stay, you need to find a way to cultivate the conversations that I want to be a part of.
And this is why Bluesky immediately was appealing to me, because I was looking at, as people know, I always tell everyone I'm a Lemon head. So what does that mean? I look at Don Lemon's show. I love Don Lemon's platform. And it's so interesting, because usually what I'm talking about here, we are on at the same time. Mm-hmm. When I'm talking about here, I go there after, and then I look at his show, and we have covered the same thing, the same thoughts. And look, Just because we don't have 100,000 people following it here, we are still, because what I try to do for you is to stay current on the news. And like I say to folks, it is not, I don't just roll out of bed and pop on here. It takes time to read, study, listen, look at platforms, go through the news media, see what's going on. Go I just walked you through my resources through Bluesky. I'm looking at Brian Cohen, Tyler Cohen. I'm looking at Don Lemon. I'm looking at Politico. I'm looking at the Washington Post. I'm looking at the Guardian. I'm looking at the Atlantic. I'm looking at all these resources.
Yes.
Allows me to come to a consensus of what's going on that I can share with you.
Yes. Yes.
That's how it's done. And also, yes, I also look at Roland Martin.
Yes.
So I get all of those resources. But that's just me. This is what I do. I'm a political junkie. I've been that way since I was 18 years old. I was the Black Alex Keaton in my high school. They used to look at, they said, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you're the Alex Keaton on the TV show." I came to school with my tie, and I came to tie with my little briefcase. I came into aviation high school, and my teacher, I was so different from the rest of my students. So I get this. This has not been just something new. This has been since I was in high school, and I would come in, and one of my teachers, will announce to the whole class, if everyone comes in like Foster, because we all call these other by last names because it's a military-based system.
Okay.
And they said, if everyone comes in like Foster, you too will get 5 extra points at the end of your quarter. I believe I was one of the only Black kids in the school. But guess what? I am always been the one that's going to set the trend. I believe I am definitely not the follower. Set the trend.
Exactly.
But not only that, I've been a junkie for politics since like I said, when I turned 18 and became a Republican, my family lost their minds. My adopted dad was like, ah. But also, when I didn't just become a Republican because it was trendy, because it wasn't trendy for Black young boys to become a Republican. It was at the time I looked at the policies and I was able to look at the historical value of what the Republicans brought over the centuries, or the century and a half, that I made the choice. It was the party of Lincoln. It is no longer, and it became less that since Reagan. So I felt bad now that I'm older that I voted for Reagan. He was my first vote in my life. But anyway, that brings me to, I've been a political junkie since I was 17 years old, 16 years old. So guys, this is nothing for me. I do it because I love it. I'm passionate about it, as you probably know. Anyone that knows me knows I'm passionate about politics. I'm passionate. Most people thought I was going to run for office. This is how long-standing this has been. We talked about me being a diplomat and diplomacy. I learned diplomacy early. That's how I was developed. And who knows? I still might run for office one day. Who knows? I'm only 60. My college professor became a congressman when I was in college in St. Francis College. He was my aviation program director and professor. He oversaw me because I was the president of my fraternity. Yes, I was the president of a fraternity.
I see it. I see
we were a nerdy fraternity, but it was an aviation fraternity.
Oh, cool.
for aerospace people, people in aerospace aviation. But my professor, he always said, you are never too old to do the thing you want to do. If you have the strength and you have the mind and you have the ability, you can do it.
Yeah.
And he at 70, I think he was a professor still at 72. He was like 72 years old. And he decided to run for office in Connecticut. Yes, he did. Yes, he said, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. He goes, I always love politics. I'm gonna finally he flew bombers in Vietnam. He wrote a book about being a military person. He was a brigadier general in the Air Force. I mean, this man was the man.
Wow.
Little tall, white, slinky guy. Took me under his wing. And we used to come in. He says, I love your mind. You can do anything you want to do. Would you want to be the president of the fraternity? I was like, seriously? He goes, I got you. I was like, but again, it's never too late to fulfill your dreams. So now back to politics. It's homework. We do our homework. Do you think Dr. Tachi comes on and just shares just because she rolled out of bed and said, I'm going to talk about what's trending today in media? When she does her media scope, and I did see you said you were back yesterday, and I did see it. And was it yesterday?
Don't you
yesterday? I mean, I was stalking you. I was like, okay, there she is. There she is. She's back.
Yeah, I mean, the Mediascope brief. So there are
the Mediascope brief.
Right. So Mediascope, yes, I'm going to do that. It's either going to be tonight or we're going to do an after dark tomorrow because I couldn't do it yesterday. But the briefs are back, and I used to do that daily, and I did. So now I'm inspired. So
yeah. So there we are. This is you know. When Dr. Tachi's available to be on, and if she is around, this, I mean, I just love, because we can dive in. So now, what do you, like I said, Bluesky. So what I did, I end up going online. Obviously, I caught up on my little, things that I missed, and I said, and so I went on last evening around after I got off here about 2 or 3 hours, and I saw Don Lemon mention Bluesky. He says, oh no, it was Gwendolyn and I were on. I said, wait a minute. I said, this came across my screen. Don Lemon sends a letter, a formal letter that was on it was on Threads, but it was also from Twitter. And he sent a formal letter. You have to read it. It's really cool.
Yeah, I have to read
and he breaks down his reasons. This is why I used to be here. This is what it used to offer. And now it doesn't, and yada, yada, yada. These are the reasons why I'm leaving. You can now follow me on Bluesky. And I was like, what the hell is Bluesky? And then I went on another platform, and I heard another political person saying, you can, it was Brian Tyler Cohen. He says, you can follow me on Bluesky.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. The political giants are moving away from Twitter. I said, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's happening.
And that's what it's going to take, not to interrupt you.
Yes, no, go ahead.
That's honestly how it works often with the adoption of new media or social media. When the greats or the big personalities start gravitating toward these different platforms, the population follows, the populace follows. So it's usually headed off by and I hate to say it like this, but like a talented 10th, right? And then the rest of the population will follow. So I think now we'll see much more of that. And this is another thing to add to what we've been saying this entire time, that companies now are really going to have to be aware of where they stand on certain things, because I think large majorities are tired of it. Before, like I was saying, we would put up with it and just kind of it would go away. But this time we're not. And so you'll see more people moving to platforms like Bluesky. You'll see, I think also a bigger rise in independent media and independent social media,
Yes,
etc.
yes.
So we'll see more of that. I think also for a long time, we've been in these entertainment silos and information silos because these platforms are catering to not only such narrow niches, but you can also experience these things by yourself. And I think we've seen that by yourself is not the way to win or
By
do
yourself,
things.
you can't be by yourself. You
You can't
need
be by
community.
yourself.
And the way, not to cut you off, but the way the new future, the next generation that we're moving into, and you can see it all around you.
Mhm.
Community.
Yes.
Finding your community that is going to help educate you, not tell you lies, not give you what you want to hear and make you feel bubbly and fun. I mean, those people are out there too. But people that want to know what's going on in the world, they want real news. They want information that can help them make decisions. You gotta in order for you to make major decisions in your life, who you're gonna marry, where you're gonna get married, are you gonna have children, are you going to move, where will you be when you're a senior citizen, how you're going to retire, what country you're gonna live if you decide to leave the country. You need facts. You need people that are gonna give you facts. And facts. And it is now people are the regular media, which also caused this problem, the Trump problem we have. They caused the problem in 2016. They caused the problem in 2020, and they caused the problem now.
It all goes back to money.
Yes, right.
Again,
it's all about money.
The mainstream media thrive because of advertising dollars and thrive because of money. Advertisers only want their things next to something that is popular because it means more eyes on their products or services. And so if I have sensationalism, if I have him on 24 hours a day saying ridiculous, incredible things, of course, people are going to tune in and watch, and I've got my eyeballs. And so for a long time, the mainstream media have led the charge, but they've become less and less important. So let's look at this. Fine. Now that this is post-election, yes, there's still going to be some attention paid to what's happening because people are apprehensive about what's going to happen now that the election is over. But very soon, we're not going, in a couple of months, it's not just going to be post-election, it's going to be new regime. And so the mainstream media will be somewhat important, but I think what was proven, fortunately or unfortunately, on the red side was the fact that they were able to tap into a base through the podcast bros, through a whole segment of podcasts. Podcasts are not mainstream media for the most part, but they were still very effective. So I think this is what we're going to start to see. Even now, even less mainstream media is going to be less and less important in getting that message out. And we're going to see another renaissance of podcasts, another renaissance of live streams, of these independent media that are able to reach their base without having to go through all these third parties like mainstream media does. This is what I'm thinking.
Well, no, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I've been noticing the trend. I've been listening to the trend, and it all began when my ears started to go up and listen. My little radars went up, the antennas, when Roland Martin made the move from CNN to he was really one of the first pioneers of independent media.
Absolutely.
I mean, there were others, but he was one of them. And then next thing you know, you saw other people leaving. People moving out that they did not want to conform to this crazy of limited news and information to the public, because you had to come back, as Roland would say, you had to put it in a 30-second snippet or 1 minute, whatever. And then next thing you know, off to the next subject. When you need to dig into subjects, you need to be able to go into stories and tell the story. You need to know the history. How, if A is happening, what caused A to happen? What's the foundation of it, and where is it going? You can't do that in a 3-second snippet. You
No.
can't do it in a minute. You can't do so. And then you look at all of the people like Native Podcasts.
Yes,
Which I love
Land
them.
Pod. Yeah,
I love Native Podcasts. I tell you guys all the time, Native Podcasts, amazing. And
yes.
that's Angela Ray, and
Andrew Gillum.
yes.
And why do I keep forgetting the third host? I always do this.
Oh God, I post.
Someone knows.
I know he's not, we know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Native Podcast, another. You got 2 amazing journalists and 1 politician, and a person that's held office.
Yes.
And they are sharing their political knowledge and what is going on in the United States. Tiffany Cross, thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Tiffany
thank
Cross.
you,
Yes.
Tiffany Cross.
Yes.
Tiffany,
Yes.
don't be sad with me if you have to hear this, because I post with you at the Martha's Vineyard.
Yes, no, I love them. I think Native Land Pod, they really get into some deep issues. And here's the
Yes.
thing. Okay, so I put this up. My podcast partner and I, Kevin, we have like kind of like you and I, where we'll be on the phone for 2 hours.
Yes.
That's him and I. So, and we'll be talking about different things. So we had this whole conversation about the things that I don't want to say that went wrong, because I don't think you can hold somebody 100 days in responsible for the demise of a campaign.
Absolutely.
And people are wanting to blame. I'm like, okay, can we stop blaming that they did nothing wrong? I think when we look at, again, the other side really dug into the podcast and independent, they spent way less than the blue side did on things.
That's right.
I'm just saying red and blue that they did. So, yeah, I think it's interesting because we were talking about this whole thing. There was a point I wanted to make, one specific thing, and I can't remember, something that we talked about specifically. It will come back to me.
It'll come back.
Yeah. But the point is that we have to look now at media in a new way.
Yes.
We cannot consider it the same old thing. And this wasn't the point I wanted to make, but to what you were saying in terms of the news media, this is also the entertainment industry. This is also Hollywood has to look at things differently.
Yes.
This has been happening for a while. And because this is us too. So here's the point. Yes. Hollywood needs to look at things differently. We also need to consider and look at things differently. The reason the mainstream media are still on a pedestal, and to be honest, they don't deserve to be, because they have been losing audience share for a while. They are out of touch with what audiences want, and they have been for a while. They don't deserve to be on that pedestal, but we put them on that pedestal. Let's not forget, media only exists because we partake in it. So when we do things like we start a YouTube channel and the only purpose is like, well, I'm trying to do this because I'm trying to get something on Netflix. I'm trying to get something on Netflix. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that is your only goal, that's a problem. That's like saying, go to hell, all of you that follow me on YouTube. Forget you who follow me on TikTok, those types of things. Yes. You all are not looking at these platforms as worthy in themselves. You're only looking at them as a platform to get someplace else. And mainstream media knows this, because you lizards will jump anytime somebody says, hey, you want to come on my platform? If it's and Netflix or whatever. And you could just look at the way people treat independent media too. When it comes to things, they'll jump if ABC says come do something. But when it comes to independent media, they're like humming and hawing. And part of the thing is because we also have come to make way too much money in this. This is not to say don't make money, but the expectation to make trillions is always there. Well, do you need to make trillions in order to be a viable business? You do not.
Not at all. Not at all.
You do not. And I'm not telling people to cut off, well, we're only going to make this much, but your thirst to make X amount is what is driving the unnatural need for all of this. And then you, as a creator, feed into the fact of the only place I can get recognized and that will have my work be worthy is on a mainstream media platform. So we're the problem too. We have to stop that rubbish. Yes. And then, or when the people say to you, and I know it's a compliment, but they say this to me too. You need your own. They always say you need to be on CNN. I said, I have CNN. It's called Mediascope.
There you go.
So you have to think that what you do is just as good, if not better,
Yes.
than what mainstream has. And until we start accepting that, they're always going to be the standard. And I submit to you, they are not the standard.
Amen. And the thing, and again, it has COVID really reshifted everything. A lot of people found out we could do so much more with so much less. Like, I remember, I mean, there's a whole thing that Roland does on his show talking about why he left CNN. It is the most fascinating conversation. And he talks about he went to the producers, he went to the people that were in charge and said, you need to change this, you need to change that. Money spent here, you don't need to do this, you don't need. And they looked at him like he had 4 heads. And now they are bleeding. It is amazing to me. And now that we are in the Trump era, I'll just call it what it is. The Trump era. Now we all felt sad last week. We were all like, okay. Remember I told you, I will take 1 week to do the pity party. I always give myself 1 week to do a pity party.
Yeah.
It's just my tradition.
Yeah.
But after that 7-day pity party, I am back in action and ready to go. Exactly. And I'm seeing folks doing stuff like I said, on Black Threads, on Bluesky, and on their platforms, Brian and Don and Roland and all these people taking hold of their media. Joy Reid, Joy is going, she's been on fire this whole election year. She's been, posting and sharing and gathering and being on TikTok and doing her thing and being on MSNBC, running her show. This is not easy stuff that these people are doing. Think about it. You have a TV show you gotta get ready for, learn and know, get all schooled.
But she thrives off of this.
She thrives.
This has always been her wheelhouse.
You used to work with her, right?
She was my editor. Yes.
That's
right.
So
she once upon a time when I was at the Griot, this has always been her thing. She's always thrived off of that. Even in just regular conversation, she can rattle off things that I'm like, I need not say anything because I need to make sure whatever I say to her is brilliant, because I'll feel like a dummy otherwise. She's that brilliant.
She's brilliant.
Mensa brilliant.
MSNBC has a lot of good talent, but she and Rachel Maddow, they do this because it depends on what kind of subject they're talking about. Exactly. Is who gets the top. They keep going back. They're not, at least from what we can see, are not in competition with each other.
No.
They simply keep firing their knowledge about stuff. And Joy just did her book on what's his name? That guy, ever. Yeah, sorry. It'll come back to me. Okay. The college is named after here in Brooklyn over here.
Medgar Evers.
Medgar Evers. Thank you.
Medgar Evers.
Yeah. So she did an amazing book on Medgar Evers. So I haven't read the book yet. It's still in my Audibles to be read. So it's on the list. I haven't gotten to yet. Got so many books on my Audible list. But it is so, what I've seen parts of it is so good. But she's also shared parts of it on her show. And which I appreciate.
Absolutely.
Medgar, there it is. Medgar Evers.
Yes, absolutely. There was something that there were a couple of comments. So Anthony said that the man that owns Arizona Iced Tea is an example of you don't have to charge the world. It's been 99 cents for decades. He said there's no reason to raise the price. So again, it's not a call to not raise your prices when it's appropriate. I think there's no reason to fleece when it comes to things.
Yes, if you can get accomplished what you need to be accomplished, and Gwendolyn says this all the time. Most people are not trying to be filthy, mega rich. That's just not how most people just want to be able to go pay the bills, do their thing, live a happy life, travel when they want to travel, spend time with family when they want to spend time with family, go place to place when they want to go. There's no need to try to be. Now, there's some people that they want to have all the money in the world. I mean, think about it. You got this, no name calling. You have this Elon Musk person.
I'll do it for you. Go ahead.
With all of this money. And look at him. Just look at him. He is so defunct. He is emotionally bankrupt. He may be smart to be able to take other people's products and put his name on it, just like Trump did, right? All the skyscrapers in New York City, he knew, oh, this is going to be a great building, great project. Let me put my name on it. He didn't own it. He didn't build it. He didn't create it. This is who these people are. And so they make their money by putting their names on other people's intelligence.
They white label other people's intelligence. Exactly. They've white labeled it. And again, with Muskrat, is it any surprise? He's a South African colonizer. They are the epitome of putting their name on something they don't own.
And he was raised and groomed in apartheid.
Exactly.
The same thing with Pete. What's his name? Pete Toole, or what's his
Peter
name?
Thiel. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Peter Toole. They're both from South Africa. How is it possible?
They're not from South Africa. I repeat, they are not Africans. They are just inhabitants of the southern region of Africa.
Okay,
I refuse to call them South Africans.
But they of the AKK America, KKK.
Yeah, there you go.
But you have these two people that come from a teaching of apartheid, have now embedded themselves in the American election. J.D. Vance was pushed forward by Peter, and Trump was pushed by Elon. They have embedded themselves with their apartheid thinking into American politics. So that's why it's going to be you think this is going to be, some of y'all say it's not, I mean, not here in this audience, but people may listen here. It's going to be an easy transition. America will survive Trump. We barely survived him before. It is going to be a S show. It's going to be a clown show. Let's talk about it. If you haven't heard, for Attorney General, he picks Nat Getz, someone that has been investigated by the judicial system of America for trafficking.
But again, are we surprised? Are we surprised?
No,
these are the people that he knows. He knows these types of deplorable.
All of these people are deplorables.
They're all deplorables, and that's the only people. Those are the only people he knows. And by the way, they're not his friends. This man has no friends.
Yes.
So these are the only types of people he knows. Of course, he's going to stack his court, the court, King's Court, with all of these people.
Yes, right.
That's all he knows.
All of them, everyone, and if you let the misfit toys rule Christmas Wonderland, you are in trouble. The misfit toys, they're broken. They're broken emotionally. They're broken morally. They're broken intellectually. People say, "Oh, this is part of Trump's strategy." Trump doesn't have. He just wakes up and just like he burps, he just comes up with an idea.
Sorry, I went into Igbo for a minute. So
Nigeria.
This is the interesting
court
thing.
Jesters, exactly.
They are all court jesters, but this is all he knows. This is all he's capable of. And if you look at a lot of these types of authoritarian regimes, these are not the brightest individuals at all. They just have managed to persuade dummy people underneath them to put them in power. That's what cult movements are about.
And if you thought, I mean, this another thing was crazy. that you put. I mean, well, every day you look at these selections. They are crazier and crazier by the day. Crazier and crazier by the day. You have an anchor man from Fox who you want to be the Secretary of Defense.
He's not
The
even
position that has been held by 5-star generals, four-star generals, but all of the best people in society in the military complex, and not in a negative way. The military order,
Listen,
and you're gonna put a Fox anchor person, spokesperson, over the secretary. You make him the Secretary of Defense over our military, 4 branches of military. Well, now friend, 5. We have the space thing now going on.
Audacity was on sale somewhere because the sheer audacity, BOGO, buy one get one. Because the sheer audacity that you think your non-journalistic self on a fake news channel can actually head up. Have you gone mad? But
the Pentagon. The Pentagon is the most complex division of government, bureaucracy, and all kinds of stuff that goes on in the Pentagon. This he was in the military, but he had no leadership. He wasn't even worthy of basic leadership.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They already said in a news point this morning, that the woman that was a Democrat that became a Republican, now she's in charge of some something security or whatever. They said Europeans are already saying, we will not give America secrets. We will not give them any information because she's in bed, allegedly, with the Russians. Or she has a relationship with the Russians. We will not give America, and people don't realize what keeps America safe are our allies. No one can live in the world alone. No country, no person, no individual can do life alone.
But that's the arrogance of being a country like this, which I also blame other countries for propping them up.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard. Yes.
Thank you.
So can I say one other thing to this? Well, to this point, but not really. So a lot of people are also looking at where they're going to go because it's not going to be here, right? It's not going to be here, and rightfully so. But to everyone who's considering going someplace else, I urge you to deal with issues or trauma that you may have before going someplace else.
Yes.
Because if you just take those same issues and that same trauma, pack them up in a suitcase and go someplace else, all you have is trauma with a view. Going someplace else is not going to solve whatever issues you have here. And for some people, there may not be any other issues. It's just that this is a deal breaker. I can't deal with it. But if you have unresolved trauma, unresolved issues, particularly for people that have been oppressed, like African Americans, not just African Americans, but Black people in America, let's put it that way. There are probably some things that are unresolved. You cannot take those same things into a new culture and expect them to deal with it the way. So those are things that we also have to be aware of as well as we're looking to the next chapter and what we're going to do, whether it's to stay here or go someplace else. Solve what personally is an issue before you take those issues someplace else, because I guarantee you other people do not, and they are not responsible to deal and help you solve those issues in another culture.
You know, the whole thing is you can try to change the room, change the space, change the curtains, change all the stuff around you to bring some brand new life that you may think you can get. But the first place you have to change is within your heart. The mind and the heart is the beginning of the change. You can, and like Doctor said, you cannot take those all those issues you may have here in America. You say, oh, America's this, America's that, blah, 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 blah. And then take that and go to another country with that mindset. It's a whole nother world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole nother world. And so, man, this was some conversation. Look, look where it's already 11:27.
Wow.
We've been on this thing for an hour and 20 minutes already.
We have.
Holy moly. Man, we'll continue this tomorrow.
We will.
But I want to leave with a thought for you guys. What was my? I did not have. I did not plan for a nostalgia moment. So we'll do nostalgia moment tomorrow. But what I do want you to take into consideration, one, let me get. I need to do my banners. I gotta do my banners. So I'll do that real quick. I'm learning to be more organized. So one, I am a photographer. Make sure if you're interested and you have friends and family that wants an event photographer, corporate photography or domestic photography, or wherever it is, I do event photography of all kinds, and I do events in journalism. So I do event. If it's an event, I can cover it and I can photograph it. Number two, thank you for all the sponsors, like the Patreon members who support and make this happen. It is the Patreon community that makes this happen. They contribute whatever they can to support what we do here. So if you are not a Patreon member, you might want to become one. The reason why is you get to support what we do here, and you can do that by joining by Patreon community, www.patreon.com/Ron Lewis Photos. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can contribute that way. There's all kinds of levels that you can support. But again, and if you want your name or your company to be on this, the end of the show or mid-show, thank you, sponsors, make sure you do that. Or if you want to advertise like I did with my own business, I would be happy to advertise your business on this platform as well, because we do get views. We're being viewed by about 20,000 people every week. So that's a good thing between myself on here and also having a presence on Indie Soup Media, which is represented by our wonderful Dr. Tachi as well. So guys, this is what we do. This is independent media, and we are all in it together. We are here to make a difference. We're not here to make money. We're not here to, money's cool, but you know what? The main reason why we do this is because we love doing what we do, and that is informing you of what's going on in politics, what's going on. And for me, as a photographer, what's going on in photography, because what happens in politics also affects photography. So they go hand in hand. The two P's go together. And so make sure that you support that way. Also, make sure you hit the like. If you are in the building, hit those thumbs up. Every time you're in the building, that's the first thing you need to do. I got to groom you in the right way, as they say. Groom you in positively saying, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's how the algorithms know that we are doing what we're doing, so that way we can support each other. Elise says, information is power. Information is power. And again, remember, you can follow me now, and I am no longer on X or Twitter. You can follow me on Bluesky, and you can follow me Ron Foster, because not under Ron Lewis Photos, it's under Ron Foster bsky.social. Okay, so bsky.social, Ron Foster. You can follow me there. I'm no longer on Twitter as of today. I am burning my card. Yes. And and a lot of us in this community are doing so the same. Okay, I think we got it all. Dr. Tachi, you got any last words? Anything you want to share about Indie Soup or anything that's coming up?
Yeah, so this is the new season of everything on Indie Soup. So this is for a lot of the shows, it's season 3, some it's season 2, some it's the first season, but it is the fall 2024 season on Indie Soup. If you are not watching, I don't know why, because we
That's
have
right.
some amazing programs. Ron is on every day at 4 p.m. It's the replay of this. So if you happen to miss any of it or you just want to rewatch, come on over to Indie Soup Media. We are at Indie Soup Media everywhere. And yeah, we have, I'm really excited about what we have going on, and we have more people coming in February. We have a wine show that Gwendolyn is doing. It's called Let's
Ooh.
Wine a Little, and it's awesome. So you're making a foray into food and wine. So I'm loving that. So please watch, tell folks about it. We have to support independent media platforms. We can't just say it. We have to actually do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
We need to support these platforms because these are the folks that are working hard and in the trenches to bring you information, to help you. And so that's also good. What is it? Anything else? Let me just see here what's going on in the building. And I think we got it all.
One other thing, may I say,
Mhm.
how important this community is to media and the world. You've built an awesome community and a very important, magnificent platform. And so for that, I can speak on behalf of all TBD. Thank you.
I love it. I love being here with you guys. Thank you for I'm every day thankful for this community. You have given me new purpose in life, given me a new purpose in my vision, how I want to move forward with my life. You are always in the thoughts as I think, trying to strategize what's my next moves. You better believe the Touch Base Daily community is part of that plan. And as I learn about if I decide to move overseas or if I'm going to kind of like vet different countries, Touch Base Daily will be part of that vetting. You will learn with me what's going on in Ghana, what's going on. We'll maybe living in Ghana for 3 months and then go to live in Namibia for 3 months and then live in South Africa for 3 months. And then because I am not going to just live and just leave America and live somewhere. I am going to go and do my homework and get a feel of these places, and the Touch Base Daily community will be part of that. And because I believe if I'm going to go out and pioneer, because not everyone can go out and do that. I'm having the ability to do it. So if I can do it, then that means I can now say, okay, if you want to leave the country, here's some information that you need to have. This is how you do it. So it's all about supporting all of us out here that are trying to help our communities and help you and help the people that support what we do every day. And I am excited about I talked to my son last night. I mean, after he was on here yesterday, we were talking. I said, look, I'm excited. He was like, Pop, if you need, you know what? You got here. You got a room here. You got the garage. You can store things. Whatever you need to do, make it happen. So as I began to venture into selling this apartment and taking it to the next level and using the funds to do other things that I want to do in life, I am blessed to be able to do that, and I'm excited to see what doors are going to open as I begin to move in that direction. And I'm excited. Life is just because we get a lemon in the White House or the lemon in the Senate, they got all four areas of government. They got power. But that does not mean we don't. Because just because he won by 50 something plus people, 50%, guess what? That is not a true number of the 50% of the country.
Correct.
Because a lot of people did not vote. A lot of people sat on their laurels and did nothing. A lot of people were too young to vote. A lot of people couldn't get out to vote. A lot of people were too old to get out and vote. So there's a whole lot of people in this country that are not full crazy. And there's more of us than it is of them. And like Carvel said, We need to think about this in a different way. It is no longer Republicans and Democrats. Those days are gone. This is mega in the name calling. I'm going to use the name calling. Mega in the maggots. The mega and the maggots. And it is the resistance. It is the rest of the country that's going to resist this craziness that they're going to try to bestow upon us. We are the resistance, and we will survive. We are the greater, and we will make a better democracy for it. When people see crazy and they start losing their plans, like we just saw all those people that lost all everything, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. It was a bunch of stuff I wanted to share with you. We'll do that tomorrow. But guys, we are the resistance, and we're going to resist crazy, and we're going to move for democracy and live for our families, raise our children, support our grandchildren, support one another, build community, because this is a season for community. If you don't have a community here, find a community, get involved, and be a part of community. I think I'm out. Should I get off my soapbox?
You need an organist, because as you were talking, I heard you need an organist.
So guys, have a wonderful Thursday. I will see you tomorrow. Later.